Okay, David, so you're due to fly out tomorrow morning.
That's right.
And you've had a fear for quite a long time, is that
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
And right now, you're not feeling that anxious, are you? But you know that if you focus on it, you could build it up.
Yeah, only because I've not thought about it particularly during the day. But last night, for instance, when I was talking about it with my wife, definitely felt quite nervous about flying.
And you predict that tomorrow morning you'll be very anxious.
Yeah,
As things stand.
feeling sick with nerves, I'd imagine. It's pretty normal. Yeah.
Right, okay. So in a minute, I'm going to ask you to build up the anxiety as much as you can, and then try and keep hold of it whilst listening to the 10-minute Flying Become Fear Eraser.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, because we've run out of time, we've only been able to do half of the Fear Eraser, but you started off at a 7 out of 10. Is it there at all now, or has it gone down a little bit?
It's gone down dramatically, actually.
Yeah.
It's mystifying as to why, because the kind of the fear manifests itself in a really intense sort of nervousness, a sort of feeling that I was thinking in my stomach, and gradually that dissipated through the minutes of the clip.
Right.
Quite what I attribute that to, I'm not sure. I'm intrigued by how it works.
So right now then, just see if you can build it back up in the same way that before.
It's difficult because my normal way of doing it is to imagine, because I've been on plenty of flights and hated every single one of them. And the way I've worked myself up about this, not normally deliberately, but is to imagine walking onto the plane and the takeoff of the plane, and that's what really triggers the nervous response.
But right now, that isn't
no,
really.
it's not really there, which is
right. Okay then.
Interesting.
So would you recommend Flying Become based on that small experience?
I would. Yeah, I think it's incredibly interesting. Yeah.
So if you just use it again tomorrow if you needed, and I'm pretty sure
if it's available, I definitely would. Yeah.
Okay then. Thank you very much. Okay, Dave. So a few weeks ago, you used a Fear Eraser. You were flying literally a couple of days after, weren't you? You had a lot of anxiety, and you only had time for 5 minutes of the Fear Eraser. Yeah, straight after that, all the fear had disappeared at that point. So do you want to tell us a bit more about how you felt before the flight and how it went?
It was very surprising, actually. I'm normally very sceptical about things which claim to be able to erase sort of deep-seated, long-term anxieties. And even, as you say, only having a short amount of time to work with the Fear Eraser made me even more dubious. But I can honestly say I've never had a more relaxed and fear-free journey. Normally, as I said to you when I met you initially, that it was going onto the plane and that fear, that build-up to takeoff can be very, very difficult. It's an unpleasant experience. And I've never been more relaxed on a plane, and I would recommend using the Fear Eraser to anyone who's in a similar position without hesitation. I think it was very, very helpful, and I do plan to use it again for top-ups and things like that if required on future journeys.
Right, thank you very much, Dave.